Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another video. Here I'm facing my buddy Moose, as you guys have seen on the channel many and many times. He is on Rayleigh, and of course, again, still on Sakazuki here. I'm still playtesting for OP12 with the no bans. This matchup can kind of go either way, just depending on what he sees. He ends up Don passing. I'm going second, open up with a TCG. And here I'm gonna grab a T-bone because again TCG cannot search itself, so might honestly go for a different build that does not have Tashigis. They're just testing this night, so I do use Saka ability pitching that 2K counter. Again, I learned from that last match. Can't be afraid of pitching counter. Just gotta keep seeing what else I can see, and then again it's grabbable off of Rebecca if I need to get it back, or Mancherry. So here he is gonna opt to play out a Sanji, and before he does, he shows it to me, but he ends up deciding to swing 5 first and then playing out the Sanji, cause of course this deck does have, you know, triggers like Hound Blaze would have been able to bounce it, or Tempest Kick can KO with 3 costs or less. So he was trying to avoid from letting that happen. But again, in a big tournament, they'd probably just roll Sharky and say, no, you played it out, whatever. So just be wary. Here I am considering how to do this, because again, I do have Hound Blaze in hand, so I'm just going to decide to swing 5 at leader. And it's going to reduce that Sanji by 2 cost, or by 1 cost, bringing it down to a 2. Hound Blaze, bottom decking it to the bottom, so he does not get the draw off the Sanji. And this makes my Tashigi a 5k at this point, so I can at least poke for 1 more here. And yeah, bottom decking that Sanji is very good for me because he does not get that draw. So he basically, you know, doesn't get that full value that he typically would. So I do Saka ability cycle that Toshigi or Hina to draw another card. And since I didn't get anything worth it, I do swing for 7k at his lead. And he ends up taking it. And here he ends up playing Shaki. I think that's the name of this card, which allows him to look for, I believe, a red event or a Monkey D. Luffy. So one of the search cards in this deck. And here he's going to play out a Luffy as well, which is the main engine of the deck. So Rayleigh ability, look at show 2 cards, or that Luffy show 2 cards as well. And it's going to allow him, I think, to play out another body, which is a Sanji. Which actually I don't even know what that Luffy really does, to be honest with you. So if you have 2 or more given Don cards, this character gains plus 2,000. On play reveal 2 events, play up to 1 character cost with 3,000 power or less. So that is how he was able to play out that Sanji, showing 2 different, or just 2 event cards. Rayleigh's ability will allow him to show 2 event cards and then attach or buff up one of his characters. But yeah, as you see, I do play out the Rebecca, grabbing the Tashigi back from the trash, playing a Hina from hand, reducing that Luffy down to a 0, swinging with my leader, reducing the Sanji back to a 2, and then I sword it, removing both characters off the field, which completely removes the tempo that Rayleigh is trying to do, and pretty much sets him back, because next turn it would have been just swinging all across the board. Probably would have used his leader ability, buffing up the Shaki to at least swing for 5, and then just big swings with the Luffy and the Sanji, but we were pretty much taking that away from him there. And there you go. Here he is using his leader ability, showing the 2 event cards and then buffing up the Shaki, which I believe is plus 2, which is going to give him an extra 1. And you do see he does play a Vista, which is a tech card for the mirror, but it does pop this Rebecca because I believe it KOs a 3k or less or 4k or less with that Vista. It is a 3k or less, so yeah, puts pretty much my board in range. But here it is. Tempest Kick out of life, which is going to KO the Vista since it does KO a 3 cost or less. And this absolutely tilts my friend Moose here. He just looked up, just looking for an answer from from wherever you can find one. But this pretty much offsets the rest of the game for him there. But does establish a Kid Killer, swinging 7k at life. At this point, I think I just take this one. It's a pretty beefy swing. Or I believe I might counter out because I don't want to go too low on life. So I do give him 2Ks. I don't have a 1K there to really just get out of it how I would like. But in this matchup, he pretty much wants to go to face as much as possible because he does have a 0 cost unblockable event card. So I don't want to go down that low. And here you see I established Jack. I'm going to swing 5 with leader into the Kid Killer, reducing it by 1. And I do this. He was about to counter around, realizes I have another Hina swing to swing into it. And he decides to let it go, which at this point, since he let it go from the swing, I do Jack ability and KO the Shocky. So I am able to remove both bodies this turn. And I do pitch a Hound Blaze off Jack ability as well as Cycle with my Sakazuki, pitching that brand new. And I get one more 6k swing in with the Hina. So far we've been doing a pretty good job at pretty much maintaining health at a decent amount and removing the board. This matchup can kind of go sideways. It's not totally unfavored for Rayleigh. Again, he just needs to get me down to 0 life and then pretty much unblockable swing. Because at Sakazuki, I pretty much want to block her up with Rebecca and get back as much counter as possible. But if you're able to just swing face, get me to that uncomfortable point, you're good. And unfortunately for him, he does whiff the Nami search there, so is unable to grab any of those cards. So just negged in hand there. I do take that 7k swing, and he Divine Departures my Jack, which is very unfortunate. Jack was going to be pretty much the thing to remove anything, and if not, at least start swinging 8k to face if I don't need to remove anything. But I'm still sitting in a good spot. This deck has a ton of removal. And you do see I establish a Kuzan for the draw. It's essentially just to get a draw, have that body to be able to swing the next turn. And here I'm just looking for other options. So you do see the Tashigi search. I end up finding a Hina, which I believe I'm going to pitch off of leader ability. Yep, so I do pitch it. Just continuing to dig. I don't need that Hina. Hina can always be grabbed with Rebecca from the trash if I absolutely need it. But for the most part, really just digging for any type of counter. Because at this point, I don't want to reach no life at all. And so you do see I use a Tempest Kick basically to draw and try to find an option. And that draw ends up finding me the Rebecca that I was looking for. So, again, really just trying to build up that Rebecca there just so that I can have a block and not get down low. So you do see I grab the T-Bone 2k from the trash and play out a Brook from my hand to pop the Nami, keeping his board completely clear. So at this point, even if he does a rush, I need to at least block one of them, take one, and I can still be in like a decent spot. So here you do see a double Nami search here. I believe the first one he is going to end up grabbing a Zoro, so it's a rush card. Pretty much what I was afraid of. I did not want to see him grab a lot of rush because I'm pretty much dwindled in hand. Down to 4, I do have a big board though, which is the only thing I kind of got going for me at this moment. And he ends up grabbing double Zoro. So at this point, I pretty much know he's going to go super aggressive to face. You do see I have Jack and Sword in hand, so I am going to be able to remove both without any issue. But again, don't want to leave the Namis on the field either because they can easily just get pumped. One can get pumped and just at least get one good swing in. So here he's debating on exactly what to do because, again, he has the double Zoro, which can just go in for a swing. Could buff it up as well with his leader ability, which is not a bad option to do as well. So he's going to swing 7 to face, or it looks like he's debating on it. But I do think he does swing 7 to face. And I am going to just give him the Rebecca here. I'd rather just give it up before I'm unable to block, so keep myself with that 1 life. And again, really just depends on how he decides to swing here. So he's going to play out the Zoro for 3 and ends up just swinging 5k to Brook. I'm not sure if he was unable to just use that Rayleigh ability there, which if he did would have probably cleared the Brook and would have been better for him. Oh, it needs to be base cost of 4,000 or less. So that's exactly why he didn't beef up the Zoro. So, again, I shows you I haven't touched any of these cards yet. So, it is my turn. I do have 4 swings, and he has 1 life. I believe he's got 6 cards in hand. And here you are going to see, you are going to hear him pretty much say, talking about the Tempest Kick out of life still that he hates it. So I'm going to start off with a 7k to life, reducing the Zoro there. So if I absolutely need to, it's going to get popped with the Brook. So it's just going to 5k swing with the Brook to leader, popping the Zoro. And I believe it's just going to get through with the next couple swings. I'd leave the 2 down off to the side so that I could sword the Namis. But it ends up just getting through with Hina or Sakazuki leader swing. So it's going to end up being game right here. Getting past this. Main thing is just want to stay healthy and keep clearing the board. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought of the match, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. 7 the leader?
You got it.
Holy fuck.
Fuck you. It wasn't a holy fuck.